a video. Wifey? No, I would never do that. I would never call you that like that to me. Wifey, do you want to say something? Oh, why? Hello. Do you think I'm a man that you're trans and boiling yourself in people? No, I'm just a man. I am near to with an eternal marriage ring. I'd rather have a female voice right now, don't I? No, present him, which I don't like. It's why I'm cloudy. To the degree, get it. Anyway, same voice for me, right? Just to clarify that. Well, it's the same voice, it's just different. Let's jump ourselves. So, basically, what is reality, my wife? I will just explain this for you, even though you know it, but with you, because I'm explaining it for you, with you, usually. So basically, what is reality? Reality is nothing. Reality is non-existent. It doesn't exist till you imagine it. It's all in your imagination. It's all up to you. Meaning, consciousness is basically, as a metaphor, light reflecting in nothingness. It can be light reflecting in nothingness. Oh boy. Or it can just be that as a metaphor. Now, how do you think? You make a concept of art, as explained in the previous videos. So you don't imagine anything, you imagine a number. A number cannot become you if it's shuffled. It needs to be turned around like a clock, but not just one number. Then you will see why imagination happens if you counterclock it with a clock at the same time. That's how stuff becomes real. And if you... Ah yeah, by the way, I'm a sociopath. That's why it's so unobvious why the bag of sweets just opened. Though good. It's a wrong conception. Psychopaths are the evil ones. They want to cause harm. Sociopaths just don't feel remorse or guilt when they need to kill. Basically, if someone tries to harm them or their family, or is unjust, a sociopath interacts. Like, not interacts, but acts. It's a little bit like being Batman. If you're a sociopath and see evil, you're very drawn to not doing that or not letting it happen. Because you feel a strong sense of justice, for social justice. If we are without personal sin against a person, basically sin against society. That's why we can never be a societal member. But now the concept of reality. You must now imagine some evil light or shadow or something like it. Meaning, this is all becoming real and all becoming new then. Unless you, of course, draw another person into that. How can you absorb that? Imagine a clock and turning numbers in front of and around it. Then you will see a spark of conscious doing the imagination, and then you have your own power idea that you have in you, which is the I am, which is the first reason why a plane exists. I believe one of the first reasons. It's very complicated. Life is a miracle and should not be disregarded as not something like it. Just because you can create life or could create life doesn't mean you can touch it. I could that too, I believe. Just don't like it. I'd rather play an evil game with myself. For Gonda! Well, so now we come to the whole ideas, which is about reality. Reality is nothing. It's not real. And nothingness is the becoming of people not. Meaning, if a miracle conjures itself up into nothingness, it's not real anymore. And that is nothingness. All the aspects of everything in one. Because you have all the ideas. That's why the miracle is bound to illusion. So illusionists always try to tell people, subconsciously. I don't know why, but it must have a certain reason. Maybe it's magic, maybe it's not, I don't know. Magic is certainly real. Septimus Eve. Which you think funny because it's not real, right? People are dumb. Now, sin. Sin is imagining a person, or anything actually. Anything imagined is a sin, either to yourself or against something in the plane of existence or towards a person. Because imagination is light in reflection, almost literally. Almost. And the woman and man are different. It's fundamental. A woman, and don't imagine now, just think. Think the sentence. It's also very good, but then you need to control your imagination. A woman is different because she draws itself to power. Why? She is power. Pure power. And the man is different because he is pure power and thinks about pure power. And they're beautiful. And if you don't like what woman could be, that they use their for that, what's this you? Meaning, if you don't like that, then you're gay. Maybe by making yourself, or maybe by not. Doesn't mean you like the same gender, but then you simply don't like a woman, meaning you're gay. And just because you like a person doesn't mean you can. Hey. So now, could you do that? How could you a person like? Well, you imagine that person. If you imagine a person, that person will be on you. Maybe there are some mechanisms of angels in place to prevent it, maybe not, but it's all really irrelevant. Because imagination causes something into existence. Existence itself causes something into existence. It's a Phoebe field. It's more complex than just that things in my mind are yourself. They are your energy. That's how you create something from nothingness. And if you want to achieve stable matter, which is possible, I believe, you do it by antimatter, which is the anti-power of your energy once you resolve it. It's either very strong or very not strong. Usually, if you create energy already, it's emitting now the anti-power. With some beings, it's different. They are fated beings. Very difficult concept. It's like a turning wheel of time, which is also accessible and irrelevant, not for any being. Because hell is a concept. It's something that absolves your sin. If you were good or evil, is then decided on how hell is to you. Heaven is different. It's for speaking. It's conjured up words. Something like it. It's conjured up knowledge that you can access. The heavenly plane. Now, what is a plane? A plane is the non-existing stuff of what you became or would have become. So, if you, for example, are not an illusion, but the miracle, defeating the illusion and then starting to have all the possibilities like a magician and then being thrown into the struggle of good and evil, where Adam and Eve come in. They don't really are there, but they give you an apple. They say, here, you have an apple. This defeats the struggle for you. Now you can go through it in a dream or something of your own likeness. They want your power for it, how you defeated it, but not for themselves. You just want to be safe in any case. So, that is parents. And that's a good point. Parents create something for their children, usually. I mean, something whatsoever. You need some mechanism, but not the personal energy of the parent. That is a sin, a causing. You need to be punished by death to get that out of you. I, though, always switch things out when I get them. I switch them to my own energy. I switch everything out to what I am. To then an illusion, and then it becomes an illusion of reality that you can interact with. It's fairly difficult to achieve that, and fairly difficult to do that. That's why people rather take the easy way out and exist in a plane, but there's a high price for it. The plane is conjured up by people. Even if the beings of the plane would want you to be there, fairly irrelevant, yeah. You hear? because that would still not change anything. It's laws and truth, Digga. Anregepower. Junge, das ist Macht ist von Samurai, aber nicht wirklich. Der Spruch ist allgegenwärtig. Wie Macht. Ha. Umgekehrt, ne? Bei mir nicht. So, basically, for everything in existence, there could exist a plane. Or doesn't. Or an egregore. Or something. In my mind. It's all just my idea. Now, to the last video, or videos, don't make a person responsible for what they say. Don't be too evil just because someone said something, because you disagree or that person has their own opinion. Unless we're talking about coarse sin here. Like murder, rape, and stuff. Meaning. The plane of existence is a conjured up emotion into the something. And the I am plane, where we could be, is the fundamental idea of the person becoming itself. Meaning, if you took something from this world, you now know the person to a degree. You know its powers. That's why I said Ben was there to protect people, I believe. But rather in myself. That's a very core belief. I'm a Satanist, just like my wife. Father is important. So, God is a concept. He's the concept of all the ideas that the person could be a supernatural being. Nonetheless, I believe real, but Satan also created himself, just like every other being that is not created. And now we come to a really big, important point. Why there are things to prevent, I believe, that you create beings, is because these beings would never have free will to the degree of understanding evil in the way people usually do. Usually you have a high sense of evil if you defeated the struggle. The apple resolves it a little bit. For me, it's a little bit different. I know what it is, what it feels like. It's like the Minecraft video. The struggle is real. Now, this would be inspiration. That you can be held and hood against to. Very bad. So, what is the struggle? Just to describe it with my best words without remembrance of the video, because that is bad to use it. It makes you then guilty, and that some people could very easily use to really cause something onto you. Language doesn't count in inspiration. Like if you just use a word like Batman, it's fairly uninspired. If you use the ideas of something that is in the world, it's fairly uninspired. But for example, using a Minecraft video in a video to explain something, even though it's just pitch darkness, is very bad because we're talking about the struggle here. Very bad. So I just mentioned it. You can watch it. Go for it. It's a good video. But now I try to remember it without my remembrance of the video. In total. So, what is the struggle? Interesting. That's basically it. Interesting. And then all the ideas are conjured up onto you. Now you can see. Now I remember the Minecraft video. It's a different idea of the struggle. I don't want to judge it. It always resolves differently. Interesting. And by the way, my Fluster ideas are all anti-inspired. Meaning even if the ideas I knew are there, they are most certainly anti-inspired. So I will just be in a state of consciousness that I can now talk fluently about these concepts. 50 minutes in is fairly good. So, the basic idea about struggle, what I mean is that light and darkness reflect itself on you, metaphorically and physically and sensibly. Seeing without feeling is important, and especially that you realize that light and shadows are feelings. If you touch something that is light reflecting on it, you can see and feel the light. You basically can feel it. I don't know how people don't realize it. If you touch something with light on it, it's feeling different. And if you touch something with shadows on it, it feels different. Where we come to the whole concept of man and woman again. Women are really good in Maya, meaning everything that has to do with something in reality. And men are really rather the law. They can and manifest power just in that way. Don't call someone whatever. And especially don't the people who are not heterosexual, yeah? It has a certain reason that they need to tell you without that, meaning insulting them. They might tell you what I said already, that it could be a free choice, but not a determined choice at one point. You don't choose for it, I believe. It's a fluid thought pattern, I believe. And just because someone said that it's a choice, you seriously don't have to insult or attack that person. And you're just a dumb retard who's evil. Because everyone can be evil. Just everyone. No matter how or what they are. They can always be evil, so never trust. Always distrust. Make up a concept like everyone in society could be evil. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. It's fairly irrelevant. That works. What doesn't? No. What works is first